Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. My name is Nicholas. I am going to be your premium product coach today with the Market Surge webinar. The office is open. Ask a product coach. Please give us a few more seconds here, about another 15, 20 seconds. I know we're set to start for 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I just wanted to go ahead and start this a little bit early, make sure that everyone comes in equally, and we'll go ahead and get started. Just bear with me for a few moments. Thank you. All right, let's get started. Good morning, everybody. My name is Nicholas. I'm going to be your premium product coach today with the MarketSurge tool. Today's webinar is called The Office is Open. Ask a Product Coach. We definitely want this to be one of an interactive kind of event we do here. Um, During this overview here, we're going to just kind of answer frequently asked questions, common questions here. A few of you were really excited about this event and sent me a few questions beforehand via email. So we'll go ahead and attack those first, and then throughout the duration of this, if you have any other questions, just feel free to go ahead and type them in the chat. There is a chat function or Q&A function. You're more than welcome to put your questions in both. Here's a awesome picture of myself. I'm your speaker today. Again, my name is Nicholas Rosales, and I am a premium product coach here with MarketSurge. Quick disclaimer here. Please give yourself a few moments to read this, as we are in no way giving you advice on kind of trading, anything along those lines. We are not licensed professionals or brokers. All right. Today's agenda here, your frequently asked questions are going to be answered here. We already have some people submitting some questions and comments and statements. I'll go ahead and address those shortly here, but that is the agenda for today. All right. As mentioned at the beginning of this here, if you have any questions, feel free to start submitting them via chat, via that QA portion. I have a few that are pre-vetted that a lot of you are more than likely either have asked or emailed us about. Um, a lot of you have submitted these questions to me, and I pre-vetted them prior to this. So let's go ahead and kind of jump into that as of now. Okay, so this is our MarketSurge homepage here. The commonly question that I get here is, how do you break down this homepage? It's a lot of information thrown at you. It's a lot to kind of take in. I break down the homepage here into three major parts. The first part and the most important part, in my personal humble opinion, is going to be the resources function and the webinars page. Okay. If you hover over resources, you'll get this drop down. We're going to go to click on webinars here. And when you guys go to your webinars page, 9 times out of 10, your page will look like this. It'll be broken down by MarketSurge University, current market, investing, chart analysis, etc. For the type of content that we put out in terms of webinars, in terms of education, sometimes it's just not easy for you to know where it's going to be at. Okay. So what I like to do here is in the upper right corner to the right of you and to the right of these four little blue dots here are three lines, what we like to call the hamburger menu. And if you click on that there, it'll go ahead and give you this list version, which I think is exceptionally better layout, because it's going to go ahead and put them in order from newest to oldest, first off. Okay. You can go ahead and kind of scroll through here, see which ones of these kind of topics speak to you. 9 times out of 10, the question that you're going to have or you will end up submitting to us, we are going to go ahead and send you a webinar on it, because we do so many webinar per week. We do around 40 to 50 webinars a year, if that. So it's a lot of information here. So these topics will vary. So go ahead and see what topics are suited for you. One thing I like to do here is if you scroll to the bottom, you click on view all, and it'll go ahead and put this function now in continuous scroll. For you PC users, use Control F. Okay, you'll see this dialog box populates. For you Mac users, it's going to be Command F. That's a computer shortcut. So now you can go ahead and I'm just going to search my name, and then it'll go ahead and kind of start to populate all of the webinars that I've ever done. And as you can see, they're highlighted. And I could just kind of click on enter, and it'll start taking me through those various different webinars over the past, few years that I've been here and contributed. So that's something that you can do. Definitely would utilize that function. Now we're going to go back to the home page here. The other most important piece on this page here, the second most important piece, is the market snapshot. This is actually imported from investors.com. A lot of you may or may not know this, but this is actually not tracked by the MarketSurge team. This is tracked by the editorial team at Investors Business Daily. They go ahead and highlight the previous day's action, the current outlook of the market, which used to be like a directional type of indicator. It used to say uptrend under pressure, or downtrend. Now you see it says exposure. And this exposure percentage is the percentage you should have in terms of your portfolio invested currently in the market as of now. So if you have a portfolio, you should be about 80 to 100% invested into the market right now. Distribution days are listed here, 6 on NASDAQ, 6 on S&P. If you want to know any further more information, we have a webinar distribution. If you want to get like a deep understanding knowledge of it, you need to go to investors.com, because that's where we import this from. Okay. And then the third most important thing on this homepage is the MarketSurge University here. And if you click on all lessons, you'll get a 12 lesson plan layout. We've broken down our tool into 12 essential lessons to help you get up and running. Okay. For those of you who have participated in a coaching session or have not participated in a coaching session, it's here recorded. It is going to be lesson 1, the Smart Investor's Guide to Navigating Market Surge. So if you don't have the time to join one of our coaching sessions here, no worries. It is pre-recorded, and then we have various different topics. Okay, so when you get a chance, go through these, see which ones work for you, which ones you like more than others. They all kind of vary from 30 minutes to upwards of an hour. It's a lot of information thrown at you. Definitely utilize this when you have the time. For those of you who are submitting questions, I appreciate it. I am going to get to the ones that I can. Please just give me a few moments here, and once we jump right in, I'll go ahead and answer whatever questions you may have, okay? So now we're going to go ahead and jump into the tool. I'm going to address some questions from the QA function. I'm going to address some questions that are pre-vetted as well, okay? We're going to go ahead and click on Open Charts. As you can see, this was the last stock that I was looking at, TTWO. Drawing a nice pattern, actually broke out of the space here, but that's neither here nor there. So let's go ahead and get started here. One common question are, what are some of the most kind of powerful reports that you utilize? Very simple here. We made it easy and accessible to you. In the upper right-hand corner, we have open stock ideas there. If you click on open stock ideas, you'll get this dialog box. It says the current market outlook, the exposure is 80 to 100%. As you can see, it says uptrend and correction. I never leave the uptrend portion, despite whatever market that we're in. Okay. I use this portion here because all of my favorite reports are here to look at day to day. As you can see, breaking out today, near pivot, recent breakouts. And if you look underneath them, it'll give you a definition for that report. So you're not flying blind. It gives you a definition there. If you scroll down here, one other common question that I have is RS line blue dot it confuses me because it says 11 stocks today, but when you click on the report, it has a lot more stocks. So for example, if I click on RS line blue dot, it says 11 stocks today, but once I kind of pull up this report, you'll see where my cursor is. It says I have 77 items. That is because this report is archived for, I believe it's 15 days, if I'm not mistaken, 14 or 15 days. Okay. Now, what you want to go ahead and focus on is this column header here that says event date. This will tell you the day this stock hit this report. So if I look through this here, it's already put in order from newest to oldest. And if I scroll down, the first 11 are the ones for today specifically. Again, this report is archived, but it's 11 for today specifically. These first 11 will be the ones that are on this report. Since we're already down here looking at this report of RS Line Blue Dots, let me go ahead and show you one commonly question that we have asked or that gets asked a lot is ATR. Okay. ATR is not an indicator on the chart. Okay. I know a lot of you asked for that indicator to be on the chart. As of now, it is not available as an indicator on the chart. We have submitted this feedback to our higher ups in terms of our development committee with the tool. It's something that we've suggested. We do take your suggestions kind of to heart because a pain point for you guys is going to be a pain point for us as well if we do utilize that type of indicator. So we definitely want that indicator to be on the chart. As of now, it's unfortunate that it's not, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how you can add ATR as a column header. So as you can see here, I'm just going to go ahead and click on one of my list here. As you can see, I only have one stock listed, and I have a very just general layout that comes pretty standard when you make your own list. What I'm now going to do here is in the lower right corner, there's a wrench icon where my cursor is. If you click on that wrench icon, you'll get this drop down here. And as you can see, I have customized column layouts. I'm going to click on customize column layout. And here you have various different categories. Now this feature here and what we're looking at is a drag and drop function. Okay. So what you're going to do here is you're going to go ahead and go through these different categories and see what column headers we offer. So you can go through these and kind of look to see which ones are offered, which ones are not. I'm going to look at 21-day ATR. This is very common. And all I'm going to do is click on it here. It'll highlight in red, as you can see, and I'm just going to drop it. Okay. And then I'm going to click on apply. And now where my cursor is, 21-day ATR percentage. Okay, so that's how you utilize that ATR and how you drop it in your list. Another question that is very common here is trying to manipulate other reports that we generate. And when I say we, I mean MarketSurge generates. For example, as you can see, this is my list. I can go ahead and I have customized column layout, or if I save layouts, I have select column layouts and I can select the ones that I already have previously saved. Now, if I go to reports and if I pull up stocks on the left-hand side, and then if I open up technical, as you can see, for example, RS line blue dots. Now, if I go to this wrench, it's grayed out. The reports that we generate and that are proprietary to MarketSurge are not going to be able for you to manipulate the column headers. This is a frequently asked questions. This is something that I very much so wanted to address. Now, another thing that's actually fairly common is where are your definitions? How do you guys define EPS? How do you define RS? How do you define accumulation distribution rating? In the bottom left corner, we have what you call the chart legend there. Right where my cursor is, I just drew an arrow for you. It says chart legend. And if you click on it there, it'll go ahead and bring up this chart legend. I'm going to maximize it. Now, one thing I do want you to know and understand is that this chart legend is not specific to the stock that you are looking at. This is a general chart legend. It's never going to change no matter what equity you're looking at. But the neat thing about this here is if you hover over this chart legend, it'll give you the definition for that indicator or for that rating that you're looking for underneath this chart. So as you can see, the more I move over things, the more it'll go ahead and give you a definition of at the bottom. On the left-hand side, it says other chart legends. We have weekly here. This is our weekly chart. And again, same thing here. No matter what you hover over, it'll give you a definition to that rating that you're interested in. That way you have a clear understanding. That way you can go ahead and put more weight and what I mean by more weight, you can go ahead and build conviction on some of the ratings you're looking at when you're building your overall equation to see what stocks you want to buy or not, essentially. Monthly, and then we have pattern rec here. Pattern recognition will identify the patterns, will identify how long these patterns can form, how long it takes for them to last, things of that sort. Also, if you want to understand base property, type, stage, length, depth, count, um, all that is going to be here in the chart legend. Excuse me. I would like to know how often the IBD lists get updated, specifically basis forming and what happens over the weekend. It's a great question. A lot of these reports are daily. Okay, a lot of them get updated daily. For example, industry groups and industry rotation. Industry groups and industry rotation are updated every day. At the end of the day, a lot of the IBD reports or a lot of our MarketSurge reports, excuse me, will be updated daily, variously throughout the day at that. There are some that are updated on the weekend, like the MarketSurge Growth 250 report. That's updated every Friday after the market close. About a half hour to an hour after the market closes, the MarketSurge will go ahead and the MarketSurge Growth 250 report will be updated, and it's going to give you anywhere between 100 to 300 stocks based off the volatility for that week. Another question here is how do you draw lines and write on the chart? Do they stay permanent? So to draw lines, it's actually very easy here. If you have a PC, you just hold the control key and with your cursor or with your mouse, you just drag it. That is a temporary line. Okay, this is what we call a temporary line. You can draw arrows, you can kind of do whatever you want. That way you can kind of get a good indication of what you're trying to do. And if you click on, right now I'm on a daily chart. If in the upper left, if I click the word daily again, it'll just refresh the chart for me. Now, if you want to draw something like a trend line, again, you just hold the control key for you PC users. You draw the line where you want to go through. And if you look at my cursor, it's now a pointer. It's no longer an arrow. It's a pointer. And that pointer is going to indicate that I can actually right click, go to set alerts, and now I'm drawing a trend line. When line is D, D is for daily because I'm on a daily chart. I go to done, and now I have a trend line. That's how you do it. Also, if you want to draw, parallel lines, horizontal lines, we have what you call a markup tool. In the upper right corner, there is a wrench icon, and I'm actually going to delete this trend line that I've left. And I know I just stated for the trend line to be drawn, it's control. For you PC users, for you Mac users, it's going to be Command. Okay, it's going to be Command. In the upper right corner, there is a wrench icon above the price. And if you click on it there, if you look towards the bottom, it says markup tool. If you click on the markup tool, you can draw, pointers, arcs, uh, parallel, horizontal lines. You can draw text box. You can do all that here within the tool. So all that is available to you as well. That is the markup tool. Again, that's located in the upper right with that wrench icon. Have you gotten reports the parallel lines being wonky? I've drawn some, click to move. You know what? That's a great observation. I'm gonna show you a workaround, Joe. Appreciate that. So since the charts are real-time price and volume for equities, you are actually going to have the chart kind of update so frequently that sometimes when you're actually trying to draw something, it's not going to stick because the chart's being refreshed. Essentially, is what's happening. So the workaround that we've done here is in the upper right corner, there is a gear icon. Okay. It's to the right of open stock ideas. It is this gear icon here. And if you click on there, if you just go ahead and click on delayed data, the charts will no longer be refreshing in real time. So you've actually turned off your real time functionality. Now that the chart is no longer updated in the background in real time, you can actually draw what you'd like. You can go ahead and make your trend lines. You can go ahead and make your arcs, your pointers, whatever it may be. And then once you've done that here, so you can get that wonkiness taken away, you can just go ahead and turn it back on. And then now your roll time will just kick back in and you'll be good to go. When is the delayed data refresh? It's 15 minutes delayed data. I'm just kind of going through these questions, so just bear with me. I have a lot thrown at me right now in terms of some things that you guys want insight on. Oh, here's a great one. How to screen a screen. That's great. So we refer to it as how to screen a screen or how to screen a report. Great question there. On the left-hand side, it says screens, alerts, and notes. It is a tab on the left-hand side of the chart, which I'm drawing an arrow to. If you click on that tab there, it'll go ahead and pop out here. And as you can see, yours will look like this. If you click at the top, it says new screen. If you click on new screen, new stock screen, you're going to go ahead and name it. I'm just going to name it Webinar 99 and I'm going to save it. Now it's going to save automatically. Okay, it's going to save automatically. Now, as you can see here at the very top, it says screen from MarketSurge database, 11,165 stocks. Well, if you click on this blue hyperlink, it'll actually bring up the dialog box from that list panel that we looked at earlier, and it'll have the same layout. So you can screen your own watch list, you can screen other proprietary lists that we offer, but you will not be able to see the parameters of that proprietary list. So for example, here, I'm going to go ahead and click on reports, and then stocks is already open, and technical. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to my basis forming report. I'm going to highlight it in green, and I'm going to go to select. Now what happens here, instead of screening from the MarketSurge database, those 11,165 stocks, now I can actually screen all the stocks that are currently building patterns within the database right now. So out of those 11,000 stocks, 100, I'm sorry, 1,127 are currently building patterns. And then now I can actually make those results dwindle by adding parameters. So if I want them to have an EPS of 80 or better, I just go ahead and click on 80 in the minimum portion. And let's say I want an RS of 75 for argument's sake. As you can see, it goes from 1,127 down to 197. The more parameters I add, the more those results would actually dwindle. Let's say composite of 75 as well. All right, 180. 180 is not tough to go through. And then I can go ahead and go to price and volume and say I want them to be, at least $50 or more. 123. Great place to start. I can start going through these. As you can see, that's how you go ahead and screen your own actual screen. And then in the upper left, it says close edit where my cursor is. If you click on close edit, you actually close that functionality portion, but your list underneath will stay the same. And from naming it, it's already going to be saved automatically. If you ever want to edit your own screen that you created, you just go back to that screen and you go to open edits and it'll go ahead and open automatically. It's very simple once you get the hang of it. A lot of it's going to be kind of trial and error, um, quote unquote, getting your hands dirty, is what we like to call it. Um, definitely kind of utilize this function when you're overall using the tool. Is there any way to change the look back timeline on a daily basis? Yes, there's actually a calendar feature at the very top. So as you can see, my chart, because of the screen that I have, it's formatted to look back. My chart's functionality goes back to 2023 on a daily. So if you want to go back, prior to that, there's this change date function. So this date here I can see is 12/13/2023. So I can just go here and just 12/13/2020, 2023, press enter, and then now it'll reformat and show me from 12/13 of 2023 going toward um 3/15 of 2022. So that change date function will work, and then you can see historical patterns kind of as well. You can see that there. So that functionality is available to you. I'm just going to reset that. So to answer your question, you can go back and look at things historically as well. What is the best way to use MarketSurge to find true leaders? It's a great question. Um, there's various different ways to do so. And the way that we would go about it here is you would definitely want to look for stocks that are in the top industry groups. For example, I'm going to change the ticker symbol to NVIDIA. NVIDIA is in the top 13 industry groups out of 197. We rank our groups between 1 and 197, 1 being the best, 197 being the worst. According to, the methodology here, we like to look for stocks that are in the top 25 industry groups. You can definitely dwindle that down to the top 10. And for example, we have an NVIDIA. This is, in the top 13 of the industry groups. Now, what other stocks are within this group? Well, on the right-hand side of the chart, there is that related information panel there. If you click on that there, it'll pop out. You can click on this tab that says industry and sector, and then view stocks in industry. And now you can see all the other stocks within this group. AVGO as the best performing stock within the electronic semiconductors industry group. Okay. Can you download external stock lists in MarketSurge? You can. Super easy to import and export function. And this is the last thing we're going to go over because we're going to go over time in a second. So all you have to do here is if you want to export, for example, this format list that we're looking at currently, starting with AVGO, and the right-hand side in the bottom right, there is that wrench icon. If you click on that wrench icon, You just export. Okay, you can export in CSV, XLS, XLSX, or into text. You can export whatever list you'd like. You can import as well if you have, a list of your portfolio, if it's like 80 different stocks, if it's in Excel or Google Sheets, it's super easy. All you have to do is create a new watch list. So right here on the left-hand side, you're going to click on new. Right above Smart Alerts, you're going to click on new and you're going to click list and you're going to name it. So now you go to save. Now you're going to have a blank type of watch list. And a lot of people want to import their actual portfolio. So all you have to do is when you're in Excel or Google Sheets, you're actually just going to copy the cells with the symbols. You're only going to copy the cell with the symbols. For you users who utilize a PC, on once you highlight all those tickers, you're gonna do command. I'm sorry, excuse me. For PC user, you do Control C as in Charlie. Control C as in Charlie. And then when you want to paste it in this list format here, a lot of folks try to paste it in the number one because it's blank. What you're going to do here is you're actually going to click on this blank white space. And if you click there, you're going to do Control V. That's your paste function. Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Just remember to click on this white space. And once you do Control V, it'll upload automatically. For you Mac users, it's going to be Command C as in Charlie and Command V as in Victor. That's how you go ahead and import and export information as I showed you. I want to thank everyone for participating today and joining here. That's all the time that we have. For those of you who want to contact us, we would love to speak to you. We would love to answer your questions. You can contact our Market Surge department directly at marketsurge@investors.com, or you can call us at 1-800-831-2525. For those of you saying thank you, you are very welcome. We are open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself and my colleagues would love to speak to you all. If you guys have any questions, this is the best way to contact us. Thank you guys for participating, taking time out of your day. You guys have a great trading day, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.